Hey y'all!
Hi!
Welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Toolizzforyou. And you can find Mom and the podcast on Instagram as
Knitting in Our Jeans.
What the heck is on my pant? Sorry, I just grabbed my leg under the table and there is
Chocolate
somehow on my pants.
You know, in our family, you can't get away with anything. I will stand up and show you. We went racing today.
Yes. Well, Mom and Dad did. I did not.
And as you can see, we were on the Georgetown crew. And this is the first time I got my own shirt. So I'm quite proud of the whole thing. And we came in second.
Out of two?
Out of two, yes. This is because my husband and his
one of his best friends
were navigators.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose to go the wrong way. And
well,
I can explain.
They chose to go the way they wanted to go.
Yes. And
based on the race yesterday.
Yes. And the wind changed today. So that by the time we got down to where the tide was supposed to help us, there was no wind. So the boat was being carried along kind of like a leaf in a little rivulet. Unfortunately, even the tide chain wasn't enough to counteract the boat's affinity for going on shore, where there was no dock. So we would have run aground. So we eventually, they figured out how to pump the main, which is getting up there and just pumping it like a bellows. To get the boat moving again. We finally got going the right direction. But the problem was with only two boats, or the idea is that when you only have two boats, you match race, which is like what they do for the America's Cup. Two boats, and one is trying to cover the other. So if this one turns, you turn. And if this one goes this way, you go this way. Because it's not, you really don't care about the time. You just
care about the differential.
The other boat. You care about the differential, and the other guy had to give us 2.5 minutes, or 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So if we had covered him, we could have won the race, because he beat us by 3 minutes.
With that 2 minute taken into account.
Taken into account. So he beat us by by a corrected 3 minutes. And it was very close. I mean, so obviously it was very close. And this was a 15-mile race. So it went from 12 until 4:30. So, 4.5 hours of this to win by, 3 minutes. And we were easily more than 3 minutes down in the doldrums without any wind whatsoever. So when there's only two boats, match race. Cover what that other boat is doing. Obviously, if you're in the lead, well, then you can have your own theory about where the wind is going to be. And one of the things that did slow down this boat was that they kept tacking or going towards where they thought the wind would be. And they ended up having to do 2 more tacks or changes of boat direction than we did. The captain of the boat, the owner, was able to make our last mark without doing 2 extra tacks to get there. So picked up some speed, picked up some time. So that was pretty good. But I have a shirt, so now I'm an official crew member, and I'm quite excited about all that.
You are extremely
Very excited about all that. But meanwhile, I have another shirt to show you, and I will duck out of the picture while we do that. Meanwhile, my Ravelry name is CPREDMOR. And I do post on Instagram as Knitting in Our Jeans. And I was going to take some pictures this afternoon while we were racing, but it got a little tense.
It does when Dad and Nick are,
and I was afraid.
No, it was better to keep your phone
And I was afraid I'd drop my phone.
Yeah.
Or drop it overboard or do something, and then we'd really be out of the race.
Yeah.
So I decided not to do that. But hopefully the next time I'll be able to take some pictures. I did a really good job of moving every time we tacked and making sure the boat was properly leveled with my weight, so I didn't get into trouble.
Of course not.
Yes. The owner of the boat, Georgetown, invited me back, so that was really nice. Meanwhile, I will put on my other top here.
Yes. So, so this weekend was a good weekend. Mom did her racing. I hung out at home mostly. If you remember last week, I had a pretty steady cough. Still kind of here. But it has gotten better. So there's that.
Oh, that's a stray one.
That's a strand.
Yes.
So I did get to finish something this week. I finished my mystery knit-along.
Yay!
So, and I have enough yarn, I think, to make a pair of matching mitts. So I think I'm going to... But there's a pattern for brioche mitts on Ravelry that I found that I think I'm going to bastardize by putting this pattern on the top of the mitt. Because I do like it. It's very pretty. But I also think it might be a good gift set.
Yes, that would be nice.
For someone. So... it might become something I wear, but also something that I can very easily gift to someone else. I have not woven in the ends yet. I'm going to probably wet block it this week, and then I will weave in all the ends. I have to take my finished object photos as well, but I have not gotten home before sundown this week. Yeah, because... Thursday, we were supposed to have I finished it on Wednesday, and Thursday, we were supposed to have we do the JP Morgan Chase Corporate Challenge walk, or walk run, it's a 5K, at my company, and we were supposed to do it on Thursday, but it got canceled due to the storms. Wednesday also got canceled, but we didn't have a team for Wednesday, we only had a team for Thursday. So instead we went to our after party a little early, which was lovely to see all the people from main office who I don't get to see regularly anymore now that I'm out in the field. Oh my goodness. We'll respond to that later. The dinging you're hearing is a friend of ours messaging some questions about a sweater she's knitting. So, yeah. So, I didn't get home until late on Thursday because I went out with some coworkers. And then Friday, I went to dinner with some coworkers at Bistango uptown. And it was amazing. They had chocolate lava cake that was me-friendly. It was awesome. And the office had celebrated Donut Day. And they had me-friendly donuts. So, Catherine brought me donuts. So, I got to have a donut for breakfast yesterday. It was very exciting. So I think Mom is patiently waiting in the wings to show you all one of her finished object this week.
I'll tell her to swatch.
We'll respond after.
Okay. I'll just tell her we're podcasting.
Yeah. I mean, all else fails, I'll go over there. She should be fine.
Whoops.
So, yeah, so that happened, and then I'll tell you what I did yesterday a little bit later.
Okay, so I'm standing up, so I'm going to show you the bottom. It has it has one row of the feather and fan that the top has.
This is
my Buttercup.
Yeah.
And I have added 3.5 inches in length to this. So let's see if I can back up. And I love it this length. I really do. This is the length of most of my sailing tops.
Good.
I can wear some of the stretch pants, and I don't feel like inappropriate things are being highlighted. So good. I really like this.
It looks good.
I'm really pleased with it. I think I've also lost 5 pounds. Yes. So that's for my knee. I think we've talked about this before. It's just not, to look better or whatever. It's because I'm too heavy for my knees. Mm-hmm. So I am working on that. So anyway, I really like it. It has not been blocked, but I have woven in all my ends. Good. And I am very happy with the whole thing. So
looks great.
This is going to go with me on our next sailing trip, which we start in 2 weeks. And I figure it's not really a sailing sweater because it doesn't have longer sleeves. Look at this face. Do you see how pale this face is?
Or you could just look at me.
Yeah.
Snow White.
So I burn with impunity. I can easily burn. So I tend to go outside and sail with, sleeves that are either down here or down to my wrist. I have long pants on. I'm wearing sandals, but I have socks under my sandals. Hand knit socks under my sandals because I figured I might be getting very wet with spray over the boat, and I knew that wool socks would keep me warm.
It was so funny. So it rained a ton on Thursday, and I was wearing my sneakers and when we went to the after party, and I didn't change out of my hand knit socks that I was wearing with my boots because I was like, I don't need to do that. I had packed other socks, but I realized I didn't need to do that. Stepped in a puddle or two, and everyone else was complaining about how wet their feet felt.
Not you.
I didn't, I could feel that they were wet, but it wasn't the uncomfortable wet of cotton socks.
Right.
It was so nice.
Right. So I have my wool socks on, so I tend to look... those bikinis that were shown in Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? I look like something like that when I go out sailing. I'm pretty well covered up, as well as wearing sunscreen and a hat. And I've got really focused on putting sunscreen on since I was 20. For some reason, about that time, I must have read an article that your skin will be better if you don't let it tan all the time. This was radical for me because I used to go out. In fact, in college, I invested every year in a new kiddie pool, blow-up kiddie pool. So,
of course you did.
Of course I did. I went to school first in North Carolina and then in Charlottesville, Virginia. So, it gets to be April and it's warm. So we would blow up the pool and we take it outside and then we fill it with pitchers of water so that the sun would reflect on the water in the pool. And then we would also be cool. So we'd be laying there with our heads up on the blow up part. And we would just be, lazing about while chatting to each other. Yes. And I have in the past used baby oil, so fry, baby, fry. So this was a radical change for me. And I have to say my father would tease me unmercifully about how well I was treating myself by putting suntan lotion on because, you didn't really need it. If you just got a good tan down first, you didn't really need it.
Of course, he never said that to me after the first time I was at the beach and got a severe sunburn because Nana didn't come to the beach with us that day. And he had, missed the time, because Nana had told him, Elizabeth has to reapply in 2 hours, yada yada. And he missed it, and I was in the water, so I didn't notice. I was in so much pain. And Grandma never let him hear the end of it. I was 8 or something. I don't know if you even knew about it.
They didn't tell me.
I wasn't purple, but I was. It was
Lobster.
Very funny because I remember specifically it being the tops of my arms, and I was in I was in so much. I just remember the tops of my arms being in so much pain, and Nana going, "This is why she puts on sunscreen. You need to keep an eye on the time. You can't just nap when we bring the kids to the beach." And I was like,
oh, God.
No,
I didn't hear a word about this.
Yeah, that was when I was really little. So I thought of that this week.
And ever since, I go out with a hat, broad-brimmed hat, and sunscreen. So, so this is a going out to dinner after we're done sailing for the day.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and your father liked it. So
That's
that was
good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. And your chocolate. We went to, this is so we could go to the cookout after the race today at Port Washington Yacht Club. They do the best cookout.
I was wondering why you were there.
The best cookout. It was their race. And so they have the cookout. And our captain doesn't get hot dogs very often.
Yes.
So he loves their hot dogs. One of the things why he wanted to be first was so that he could get back the morning early so that he could get over to the yacht club and get his hot dog. So
Yeah.
they were good. They were very good. But I actually have on my jeans a good splotch of ketchup.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yes, I see it.
Yes.
It is a good splotch.
Because I can't eat anything without dropping something on myself. And when I'm trying to be surreptitious about chocolate, it goes down my front, in my pants, sometimes into the seat of the car. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have gotten into the car once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we enjoy what we eat, and sometimes we wear it.
Yep.
Yep. So anyway, all done. All done. It will be blocked. It did not get blocked. This is my Quidditch for match 2.
Wow.
And I think I made it in 11 days.
Nice.
Yes. And the reason I could do that is because this is 55% wool and 45% cotton. And I have found with these hands that the wool content really does help.
You're no longer teaching.
Well, yes, that's true. And so even when I'm in your father's office, I can knit. Because I'm sure you've seen me. I can knit without looking. I can't knit continental without looking because I learned that only about 3 or 4 years ago.
No, I can't either.
And I don't have the placement of my fingers that I can feel the knitting. But I find that I do need to switch off. I'm normally a thrower. And I have to switch off, or English, and I have to switch off to continental or picking when I'm working with cotton or linen because the muscles in my thumbs start to really hurt. And I don't think it's carpal tunnel. No. I think it's just that one particular muscle in there.
It's like one of the girls in Nerd Girls was saying her spinning, pinchy fiber muscles were hurting because she tried to feed a treat to her cat, and it was taking a lot of effort for her to hold the treat.
I don't know if we welcomed our new viewers. We actually saw on YouTube that we've gotten some new viewers, so thank you very much for coming and joining. We really appreciate it. And not to ignore people who've been watching us for a while. We really do appreciate all of you. And we've started, I think I've mentioned before, we started getting recognized, which for me is quite a hoot, because we're talking to you here. So I think if you start talking to me in my bedroom or my study, that would be fine, because that's where I talk to you all. A little weird in terms of philosophy, but it would be situation appropriate. It's like, this is the yarn.
Okay. I'm not quite sure, but sure.
But yeah. It's like I almost expect you to talk to me through the computer.
Oh, yes.
Yes. You see,
like respond right now. Yes. Agreed.
Yes. So for me, it's a little odd to have people come up and talk to me and say, oh, what about this? What about that? But I don't know their faces.
Right.
But it's lovely not to say, please, anytime you see us, please come up and talk to us.
Definitely.
And we'll be just the same as we are here.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's... what I have finished.
Those are finished objects. Yes. So what I'm working on furiously down in my lap is my countercurrent.
All right.
I am not done with a row, so I will not pick it up quite fully, but
that's gorgeous.
I finished the last big section. I did the top border. And now I am knitting on the bottom border.
Oh, so you really are almost done.
Oh, no, I have 4 more rows and the bind off. Wow. I'm going to finish it tonight.
Wow.
I have been monogamous.
I see this. Monogamy really does help.
It does, but I also, want to do other things,
I brought some stuff in.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. So what have you been working on? I mean, I have other things I've been working on too, or one more thing. But.
This is for my mission, back to that Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club. We had said that I would make a recital.
Right.
If you remember.
Yes.
Out of the yarn that I had frogged.
Yes.
From that previous sweater that we showed, I guess, about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's the Nerd Girl... It's the Nerd Girl random fandom from last year, 2 years ago, I
2
think.
years ago.
Based on the remake of Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Or the Ghostbusters sequel, whatever.
So it's lovely. And since I just finished this last night, finished working it in, I've only just cast on. Whoops. Make sure I have enough here. This is starting the back, and it doesn't really have a ribbing, so I'm not sure how this is going to. It's probably going to curl up like crazy, so I may have to kill it with the steam iron.
Well,
but
it might also be part of it that it's supposed to curl up.
That may be. But if you can see, I really like...
It looks good.
The color work in this, and it's not color work, it's the way the coloring of the yarn goes. Yeah. But I think this pattern, which is plain stockinette stitch, is really going to pick up the colors of the yarn, or use the colors of the yarn so much better than the other pattern did. So I'm really glad I ripped it out. And I think I'm going to really enjoy wearing the Recital, and who knows, maybe I can get this to the point of wearing in 2 weeks, so I can take it on the trip with us.
Yeah.
And if I don't get it to the point where it's finished, because my hands are screaming, I will take it with me, so I can finish it while we're gone. We're going to be gone 3 weeks, but I think you're going to be meeting us part way.
I guess that's something we need to talk with Dad before I go, I guess.
Right. I think he said he figured something out.
We'll go downstairs and talk to him before I leave.
So that we'll probably be able to podcast from the boat, which would be fun.
That would be.
Yeah, so I started this. I have done an inch more, not an inch, maybe a couple of rows more on my sleeves for my Collino. Whoops. It's a mess. I really shouldn't pick it up from the sofa where I've got the
balls properly stationed.
Yes, exactly. But as you can see, it is officially now a cuff here.
Yeah.
So I will take this back downstairs and get it properly set up so that I have all the balls set out, because I'm working with 2 sleeves at a time and 4 balls of yarn. And it is nicely tangled at the moment, so it really does need to be straightened out. I'm glad I got all the yarn that I did when we bought it, because it looks like I will have plenty.
Good.
And I'd much rather have plenty. In fact, I had 6 balls of this Queensland United, and I have 3 left. So we will be talking about PomPom that came in the mail, and I think I found a pattern that this would be perfect for.
Yeah. So I've also been working on my Winter's Moon. There's not so much change, but I'm almost done with the 6th repeat. So we're getting there. This, I think, will be my next thing that I work on monogamously at home as well as in my purse. It's just hard because it has the 2 balls of yarn to take it in and out of my purse on the regular. So it might be moved from purse knitting to
home
sofa knitting. But we'll see about that. I also have other things that need to get done that can go in my purse. So we'll see about that. So what do we want to talk about next?
I think I want to talk about my toothbrush.
Okay.
I forget what the
Mother
name
is very excited about this.
Oh, Lord. I forgot the name of the toothbrush. Anyway.
It's not a Quip.
No, it's not. It's another one. And the box is downstairs. I forgot to bring it. But what's nice, this is my travel toothbrush, or I hope to be the travel toothbrush. I didn't buy the Quip because the Quip was a sonic toothbrush. And it tickles my gums too much. And that it's just an individual preference. So this one is one, and this one is rechargeable on USB. And what Richard has done, my sweet husband, has wired some extra USB ports on my side of the boat so that it's much easier for me to be able to charge things that are USB chargeable. So I actually have a place where I normally keep my cosmetics and my toothbrush and all this other kind of stuff that I can sit the base of this near a USB port, and I will be able to charge my toothbrush. So I will report back after our trip to Nantucket to let you know how well this thing worked. I only paid about $30 for it, which, considering you can get a free toothbrush just going to your dental office and picking one up. So yes, we recommend oral health for everybody. And since we have a dental office downstairs, I have all kinds of toothbrushes downstairs. But I
like an electric.
Well, I like an electric because when I was a kid, my father said brush often and brush hard. So I have, over the years, brushed away some of my gums. You can cause some gum recession by brushing your teeth too hard. So it was suggested to me by both your dad and the hygienist that I get...
I miss her.
I know, she was sweet. Electric toothbrush, because then you tend to let the toothbrush do the work, and the recession has stopped. In other words, it hasn't been increasing. I will never get back the gum that I brushed away, but at least this way I'm not degrading the gum any further. So, and I figured that since we were going away for a longer period of time this summer, that I wanted to look for a travel electric toothbrush. So that's what this is. Did you look at my orders?
No, I don't have that ability.
Oh. Anyway, I will let you know. We'll make a note. And
did you get it on Amazon?
I did.
Oh.
Yes, I did. And it just arrived. So. Anyway, it has, as usual, a charging button here, and I think another light that blips after every 30 seconds. So it's 30 seconds per quadrant of your mouth. So I will report back on how well I think that's been doing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, well we can put it in the down bar because as I said, the box is right downstairs. So we can talk about that. But the other thing is back to
no, because now I have a non-yarn related
review.
Okay,
all right.
So
sorry.
The rest of you probably don't understand my issues I've had recently with my headphones, but I had Bose wired headphones that were awesome. Not noise canceling, they were just very good Bose headphones, and I've had them
for a while.
For like almost 3 years now, I think. And they've been dying. The pads were the like fake leather the coating was coming off and leaving pieces on me. It was beautiful. And one of the ear cups actually it came undone. So it was dying. So I went on Wirecutter and I looked up the best over-ear headphones because I prefer over-the-ear big headphones. I take the subway every day and people will leave you alone more no matter if you have them on or not. They can't tell if you're listening to anything or not. But if you have giant headphones, they'll leave you alone more often.
That's good to know.
So I actually ended up picking up the Sony wireless noise-canceling headphones, the WHH 900Ns. They're amazing.
Really?
I got them from Costco. So they're like more than $100 less than I would have gotten them on Amazon.
Wow.
And they are noise canceling, and I didn't realize how much I would love noise canceling until I got them. And they're wireless, and I've used them for about a week now at the office. Maybe more than that. But I'm only down to 70% battery, which isn't bad considering I've used them both commutes and when I go to lunch. And they're just so comfortable. And I love them. I just love them.
You have to remember to turn them off.
I do. I'm slightly anal about it.
Because I have a bad habit of leaving mine on.
See.
And mine are wired. So.
See, I tend to turn them off because I'm taking them off. And since there's no cord, if I'm taking them off, I probably am not going to want to, if I want to listen to something, I'm going to pause that, I'm going to turn them off, and then I'll be able to play it still from my phone. I'm
just saying that I took mine off, and I thought, and I had just charged them before I had used them, And then I took them off
Yeah.
and I put them in the knitting basket downstairs and I left them on and now they're totally has to be recharged.
Oh, that's so sad. Yes.
So I had trouble sleeping last night and I knew I had to get to sleep because we were going sailing and we were getting up early. Yeah. So what I do when that is a problem is I listen to a book on tape or an Audible book. So I thought, this is great. I managed to get, we were talking that I've been having a headache most of this week. And I thought it was pretty much allergies. And I think it probably is. But I don't have enough allergy pills to take some at night because we're going to be going away. And I want to be able to take allergy pills with me. And you know that in the U.S. you can't buy exorbitant numbers. You can only buy 2 weeks worth at a time. Because some people were cooking up meth from the allergy pills, which is fine if you're going to be land-based or near land every 2 weeks. And I'm actually lucky. I get the 12-hour pills, so I can buy normally 2 weeks worth of 2-hour pills or 12-hour pills and then take one a day, and it's good for a month. So long preamble. But if I had taken one last night, then I would run out before we get back. Just because of this national legal restriction. Yep. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll go to sleep sitting in the recliner chair.
That's why the recliner was set up that way when I walked. I was like, what
with
the
my
heck?
Back to the air conditioner so it wouldn't be blowing on me. And I hooked up my phone, and I got my headphones out, and they were dead. So instead I used my earbuds. So I slept for the first 4 hours downstairs, and then I moved back upstairs in my own bed, bringing the phone and everything with me, and I fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I know this because when I go back and listen to the book, I can go back to where I was before, note where I was before, move ahead 5 minutes, and it's new! So there's something about just putting my head back and listening to anything. I mean, that's why I can fall asleep to the television downstairs. It's something about that. I guess it acts as white noise. I don't know. Or I'm trying to concentrate so my mind isn't going a million miles an hour on something else that's going to keep me awake. I don't know what it is, but it works like a charm. And it's gotten to the point where I can fall asleep on a plane really easily. Just put my head back, put those earbuds in or the headphones on, and I'm gone. Yeah. Which is really good when you're on a red eye.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not being paid. Obviously, I did buy these with my own money. But if you are questioning whether or not you want to pay that amount of money for headphones, do it. I mean,
or at least think seriously about it.
Like, honestly, check wherever you can. I didn't realize Costco, like, I could still buy it without a membership card. And they were half off, essentially. But then with taxes and a fee for not being a Costco member, it knocked it up about $30. So it wasn't quite as good, but it was still over $100 off.
How'd you get to Costco without having a card?
I ordered it online. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But our friend Tanya had been telling me for, probably a year now that, spending that amount of money on headphones is worth it. And I was like, no, I don't have to. I don't have to. What are you talking about? No, I don't. And it was so worth it.
Well worth it. Okay.
Though, if you are looking at that, amount of money, if you have an iPhone or you use iProducts more often, and you don't want to get the ear pods, check out the Beats 3, I think are the ones that have the same technology, but they're over-the-ear headphones. They were still about $20 to $50 more than what I paid for mine, so that's why I didn't go for them. Also because these are, like, probably the best-rated ones on the market right now, but that's also because the Beats 3s are very new. but they have the same technology as the AirPods. So they will like auto connect to your phone. They're extremely seamless
I got
connections.
the Beats wired ones, and I like those.
Yeah. But the Beats 3 have the AirPod technology in them.
Nice.
Which is like a big seller for them. And if they had been of comparable pricing, I probably would have gone for them. But I love them. They're a game changer. Absolute game changer. Just in case you all were curious. But yeah, so you're thinking of a yarn combination.
I am.
What kind of yarn combination, and for
why?
For what? For why?
Okay, so Harry Potter Knitting Crocheting Club has classes, I think, as
Yes.
we talked about before. And they do have a baby. In our group, we have a baby collection.
Mm-hmm.
So if there are expectant mothers in our group, our large group,
Hufflepuff?
yes, they put down what they would like, things like that.
Lovely.
I wanted to get out something really fast.
Uh-huh.
So instead I did a blanket square, which I
Okay.
felt really cheap doing, but you know, it will satisfy the needs of the class. But, you know, if I can't find another charity locally, and the only mother that's on there is in Berlin. So
goodness. Shipping.
the shipping to Berlin would be really high. So I decided if they're within the United States, they're going to be my charity. But Europe is a bit expensive for me to be shipping to. But back to the point. One of the classes says to work with a UFO type of thing, or something that you got that just dropped on your doorstep. So I thought of all the singles that we had, and this is
like this.
Yes, this is Once Upon a Corgi. This is called Frosted Cranberries, and the base is Marie Cutie. This is 75% Coriadale, 25% nylon, and there's 443 yards in this.
Okay.
This is Asylum Fibers.
That's Asylum?
Yes.
That's a shower scene.
Yes. I got this the night that she opened her shop.
Yes. And that is her eponymous? It's like what started her company.
Yes.
Her whole theme is the blood splatter and shower scene, if you all get the reference from the Hitchcock movie.
Yes. And I only had enough money that night to buy this one. Mm-hmm. If I'd had more money, I would have bought more. But I only have this one of the Asylum Fibers. But I thought they went very well together.
They do.
So I thought that now I have two patterns.
Okay.
Okay. One is Hematite by Lisa Mutch.
Okay.
And it is kind of a swing cardigan. Okay. With these 4 little buttons at the top. It is short-sleeved. Let's see if I can find a better picture. It looks like mostly...
It's mid-length sleeves.
It's mid-length sleeves, but I could make them short-sleeved. And it's kind of an open swing.
Yeah. It's like the low tide.
Yeah. But for adults.
Yeah. Well, no, the low tide's for adults,
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
So anyway, there's this... Because I only have roughly 850 yards. And then there's the short cabled cardigan, which is a free pattern. Hematite is not. I believe I paid for that. But she made it in a yarn that was a gradient yarn. But basically looked like it was knitted in stripes. And I thought I could stripe this. So I could do 2 rows and then 2 rows, or 3 rows and then 3 rows, 3 rows and 3 rows. Or I could just alternate skeins every row, and the sweater would turn out to be a mixture of these two. So the Hematite certainly would alternate every row, and this one might be an alternate every 3 rows. So yes. And of course, this thing that I'm doing for my mission is in cotton. And my hands are going to scream at me. So I think the next thing I want to do is definitely something in wool. And I would like to do something that's kind of a lighter sweater or a shorter sweater. Something like that. but I know everybody's talking to me about this sweater that's down here at my feet, which is
the Fond Memories.
Fond Memories. And yes, I do have that to work on. So, I don't know. This is calling to me. I love these colors. So, we'll see which calls my name more. But I'm hoping that I can get this done in the next 2 weeks so I can take it on the boat trip with me. Or mostly finished. Maybe what I'll do is I'll leave it scant by an inch because this is a project that should be take roughly 6 weeks to do.
Right.
But that opens me up for doing something else. And this would count as a class. So I could actually get a class done with something that I could wear.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I think that would be really good. What are you looking at?
So, yesterday I went to the Apparel Knit event at Myak with Thea Coleman and Kristen Kapoor, and it was lovely. There were cocktails by Thea and Kristen, and there was yarn, and there was camaraderie, and it was a lovely time. And so I went and I looked at the yarn, and nothing really caught my fancy in the beginning, and so I then went outside, and the patio was open, so we all sat out there and knit. And then we came inside to take one last look at the Myak
office?
The workshop space, yeah.
Okay.
So I went inside, and there was this beautiful burgundy. But I only saw the lace weight, and I was like, okay, I don't need lace weight. We're safe. And then Tanya called me over, and there it was, in bulky.
Ah.
On sale.
On sale. That's even worse. Oh my goodness.
So I have. So they're 50 gram skeins. So there's approximately 60 to 70 or 60 to 65 yards per skein. And I have 11 of them. So
Pray tell, what do you plan?
So I'm in an indecision place because I don't have enough to use it as the main color of Rug by Junko Okamoto, which I for some reason love, even though it's super oversized. Here's the image of it. It's really quite beautiful. So many people have knit it. But I do have enough to make the Ursa by Jacqueline Cieslak, which is just beautiful on everyone I've seen make it. So I'm trying to find the best. I think that's the best one.
That is pretty.
And it's just beautiful. And for either of the two sizes I would think about making it in, I would have leftover yarn.
Okay.
So I could then...
What could you do then?
I could find some yarn to use as the main color of that Junko knit pattern.
Okay. And
use this as the coordinated color.
Very nice.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. But this is the Myak, Baby Yak, 100% yak. I mean, they say wool, but it's yak because they don't sell wool. Like, I'm pretty sure it's yak wool. So it is boyfriend friendly, and it does soften up as it's used, but it's still very soft. And it's in the burgundy color, and it's just so pretty. And I think it'll look really good on me. Like, look at that. I think it'll
look great.
Look at that. Just, it's so pretty. So I'm very excited about that. And I am excited to hopefully be able to get to more of the events at the space. There is a tea and knitting event that happens about once every month, once every 2 months that I think
Really?
would be lovely to go.
I do too.
So I will keep an eye out for those events. So hopefully,
Please do.
because I did check the website and the sale is not on the website. So
So
I
it's
can
only in the store.
I can hoard my shekels to, increase my stash of it when we go. If a sale of this sort is still occurring.
Right.
So that's what that's what I did yesterday. But I do think I'm going to get the Ursa pattern. And I do think that is what that yarn is going to grow up to become. First, I am going to knit the other cropped sweaters I told you all about, that are like short-sleeved, because it is starting to get a bit warmer out, but it is still chilly in my office.
Of course, because you're underground.
Yes. And then we realized this
Yes.
week that even though we're moving up to the 9th floor, there are no windows on that floor either.
You're kidding.
No.
What is that floor supposed to be?
Mechanical.
Oh.
I'm so mad. But honestly, I'm just excited to be out of the cellar.
Well,
So,
yes.
There's that.
There is that.
So those
Do you have
are...
water yet?
No.
Oh. Sorry.
I've been promised 4th of July.
Not too far away.
I know. I'm trying to stay positive. Yeah. Well, on Thursday I went to the main office for the walk run, and I went to go change. Well, I got stopped, on my way to the restroom, and like the VP on our project kind of stopped me and was like, "How are you doing?" And I was going to say something else, but what came out of my mouth was, "I would really like to go wash my hands. I'm going to go do that. I'm sorry. I feel gross." And I promptly walked away, walked to the bed. And I was like, "Oh, that's a good thing to tell your boss." I walked over to him later. I was like, "I'm sorry." And he goes, "I have a wife. I understand. You are very strong for putting up with that site situation." And I was like, "I am trying to be the bigger person. It is hard sometimes. Sometimes I have moments like what you just witnessed." He goes, "No, I understand. Sometimes you just need to wash your hands." I was like, and he made a comment about bathrooms, and I was like, "I would take a sink. Honestly, I can deal with a porta potty. Just give me a running water sink." So, it's kind of funny.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
And it was very funny because we have a new MEP project manager on site, and so
MEP is?
mechanical, electrical, plumbing.
Okay.
And, I had said, "Oh, yes, I've been promised by the plumber that, we'll have water and temp bathrooms by, 4th of July. And he goes, "Oh, you got the new guy to promise you that?" And I was like, "No, I went to the plumbing foreman." And he goes, "You went straight to the source." It's like, "Of course I did. My mama didn't raise no fool." And he goes, "All right.
Yeah.
All right." I mean...
Was this the VP I know?
No, he actually isn't with the company anymore.
Really?
Mark's not with the company.
No. I was thinking of Chris.
Oh, no. No, Chris was very funny, though, later. Because he had sent me an email. Our COO, actually. Yeah, now he's a COO.
Oh.
He sent me an email earlier in the day saying, "Oh, are you using this, program?" And I was like, kinda. And... essentially, we had our Volume 1 drawings on the program, but we didn't have Volume 2, so I responded with, "Volume 1 is up there. Volume 2 will be up there by the end of the week, aka we all know what I'm doing tomorrow." And so I saw him at the bar, because we didn't go to the run walk, we just went to the bar, and he goes, "Yeah, so was that up there before I asked?" And I was like, "Yes, Volume 1 was. Volume 2, however, no." And he was like, okay. It's a new system we're trying out, so, they're trying to see how we're how we're using it versus other sites are using it, things like that, and how they can standardize it across the
company
projects. So it was just very funny, because he was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yeah, And I turned to Catherine and I was like, I mean, if you look at the timestamps, you can tell that those were uploaded 3 months ago. But whatever. So it was just very funny. So what we also wanted to talk about was the newest PomPom.
Look at that. I think that is a stunning sweater. I really do. Now, you know that I'm not big on boxy sweaters, so I think that I would do some waist shaping in here. And in fact, this sweater does have some waist shaping going on, and it does it 8 stitches in from the side rather than right at the side. So something that Amy Herzog was talking about when we took one of her classes is that we don't generally increase and decrease all just on the sides of a sweater. We increase and decrease all around our body, so that maybe some of the waist shaping should be done within the main body of the sweater rather than just at the sides. So I would look at that pattern and decide whether I want to do waist shaping in here or waist shaping on the sides where it would be hidden by my arms if there was any change in the pattern. But I do think that that is really gorgeous. It's called Tessellate, Rotate, and Repeat.
Is the name of the pattern selection that they put together.
This is a really fascinating no-sleeve sweater.
Yeah.
And it is somewhat a little longer, but when you tie it, it becomes a crop top. And it is done in cotton.
Yeah.
And then this is the one I really like. And again, I intend to put waist shaping in the middle of those diamond or window panes.
And that one's called Symmetry, I think.
Hold on. And I will be able to do that in these diamonds as they go across and not really work and not really cause a problem.
Sanctuary
with the pattern.
And she was thinking she would be able to do it with the yarn that she made.
Because it calls for 55% wool and 45% cotton, which is exactly what this is. And as I said, I only use 3 balls to make this, and I have 3 balls left. And what I can do is I can do what I did here is I can get to the point where I can make the sleeves and then just go for length for as long as I have yarn. So I think that that would work out really well. Next is the Rookwood shawl.
It's very pretty.
It's really very pretty.
Yeah.
And it's on the back.
Oh, yes.
It's a triangle shawl.
With the lovely, like, double yarn over kind of detail.
Yes. Really very pretty.
Yes.
And then another sweater that I like, it's called Earthen Cardi. Look at those triangle patterns. Just stunning.
It's like a fan sort of pattern.
Something a little bit like that. As you all know, I love cables, and I love traveling work, and I love yarn overs and semi-lace work. Look at this. The back, I think, is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I think this is a cotton or linen. I'll have to look at the back. And then here is another sleeveless
That's so pretty.
Sweater. This is
the detailing on the body.
Is incredible. OG tank. Here is a much better picture of that detailing. I think I've mentioned I'm not really happy with the upper part of my arms, so I really don't want that much of my arms hanging out. So I would have to try to figure out, and of course it's my goal for the next 12 months, is to figure out how to make sleeves when no sleeves are in the pattern. But, you know, for me, a sleeve that would come to just here would be fine. A flutter would work.
Because you can do the same pattern.
This is a faience tunic.
Yeah.
French word. And I just love the open work on this. Just stunning. And, you know, that's all the sleeve I need to make me feel less cognizant of my arms. And then they have
a market bag.
A market bag pattern, which I also think is just gorgeous. And that's called Minton Bag, like the China mittens. And this is Revelux, Rievaulxt. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that.
It's up here, Mom.
Ah, okay. Well, I have no idea.
Right. It's also a beautiful pattern.
Yes.
Look at this. The pattern in the book is knit up in Studio Sock from Neighborhood Fiber Co. And gorgeous. It's just beautiful.
Just gorgeous.
And it uses short rows to achieve that patterning, and I'm very intrigued by it.
It looks like it uses 3 main colors.
It does.
And then this is the Tesserae tee again.
I love that.
Just stunning. Stunning, stunning.
It's so pretty.
Very pretty. What else is in here?
There's some lovely article.
Very lovely articles. And then this is about printing your own fabric.
Yeah.
So making your own bags with the fabric that you have printed. And they talk about creating your design and then transferring it to wood blocks and carving the block, which I did once when I was doing woodwork. So that worked out pretty well. And then it goes into the patterns. So yeah. I had my bookmark in
that second sweater.
Which
Sanctuary.
Because I have the yarn for that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else.
I'm still trying to tell myself not to buy the advent calendar just yet. It's Great British Bake Off themed, y'all.
Who has that?
Earl Grey Fiber Co.
Oh.
I know. I have such problems.
This may be something we have to have.
I might need it.
We'll have to discuss this.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to add, my dear?
The fact that I want more hours in the day to knit? No. Other than that, no. I have told myself I'm not allowed to cast on any of those things that I told you I was going to cast on like last month yet because I need to actually finish things.
Finishing is good because then you can wear them.
I know. So I'm hoping, I'm on row 9 of 10 rows and then the bind off.
Not bad.
So I am very close. Great progress. And then I will be able to move on to the next shawl that needs to get bound off or finished and then bound off. So I actually might wait until all 3 of these need to be blocked to block them.
That's an idea.
Because that might just work a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think that's about it. I want to cast on sweaters, and I need to first clear some shawls off the needles.
Makes sense.
And it's slightly frustrating.
All right. Well, we won't be weaving at ends, but we'll be working away, and you'll be weaving at ends. And we will see you next week.
All right, bye. Y'all.